This video is to help you understand where the various safety features in room 1150 are, okay? And there's a map that you're going to have to be labeling where these things are on your study guide or worksheet. And just to orientate you, this right here is the fume hood. Now, the fume hood is basically where I can mix noxious chemicals and all the dangerous fumes and so forth get carried up. It's kind of like a glorified ventilator above your stove. And if you're not going to be using it in this class, but if you ever see it in college or whatever, basically the way it works is you got a safety screen that can protect you in case there's any type of explosion or anything like that. You have a fan that sucks the air up and out of the building. And there's even a light to help you out. And we have gas and all this sort of stuff. And basically you are to mix the chemicals inside there. And that's how I mix, this is where I mix chemicals for when you guys are doing various labs. Now, right next to the fume hood are two of the most important safety features, and those are the eye wash station and the safety shower, okay? Now, first of all, the eye wash station, this is designed for whenever you get something, a foreign particle or chemical in your eyes. Now, of course, if you're wearing your goggles, that should never happen, but mistakes, people don't always have goggles over their eyes, and things like that could happen. Now, basically what you do is if you get something in your eye, you know, first of all, alert me, and then I will tell you to go over to the eye wash station. You basically come down, you put your face into it, and you slam this down, and a huge amount of water will start coming up at angles into your eyes. And because of our blink reflex, you want to make sure you take your eyes and pry them open. It's not going to be pleasant, but it's much better than going blind. And I will tell you when to stop, but basically you need to do that sometimes as long as 15 minutes. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's not fun, but again, it's better than the alternative, okay? Now, here, this is a safety shower. Now, basically, this is if you spill huge amounts of water, huge amounts of chemical all over you. You're supposed to have your lab apron on, and that will help prevent any problems, but just in case, if you get it on your clothing and it's acidic or basic or any type of caustic chemical, you need to make sure you come on over here, and if it's over a large part of your body, you come here right underneath it, yank down on this, large amounts of cold water will come down on top of you. At the same time, you need to take off the article of clothing that has been saturated, okay? Basically, I know modesty and all that, but again, if it's something like a strong acid and it's eating away through your clothing, you need to get it off. You do not use this if you are on fire. Never put water onto fire in a lab area, okay? There's other ways of dealing with it. Now, over here in the corner, we also have where two of the other safety features are to be found. You have your goggle cabinet, all right, and you have the lab aprons. Now, the goggle cabinet is designed to sterilize the goggles with a very powerful UV light. And at the beginning of your lab session, I will have this open. You have the goggles in there. You take it and put them on, and the aprons are here. Now, when you put on the goggles go on over your eyes. If you have glasses, you need to put them on over the glasses. If they are too loose, there are knots that you can try to tie in the back or whatever, or there's some of them that you can actually still adjust using the straps. But you have the goggles on, must be over your eyes at all times when you're in the lab area. Not up here, not down here, but over the actual eyes. It's what they're designed for. And for the lab aprons, you want to make sure that you have the white side towards you. You put this on over your neck. Again, you want to can adjust it up or down. You can tie a knot. And then you take the straps and make sure you tie them behind your back. If you need help, your lab partner or I would be happy to help you do that, okay? But you want to make sure that you have this. This is both flame retardant and spill proof. So if you spill anything on a counter, it will hit this, okay, and you should be fine. You also need to if we ever are doing a lab that involves fire and or caustic chemicals, you also need to make sure you wear shoes that cover the top of your feet. All right? No sandals, no flats, anything like that. If you can see skin on the top of your feet, that is not appropriate. Now you can, ideally, yeah, so those are not appropriate, okay? Ideally, you want to have like a piece of leather over it, but at the very least, canvas will be acceptable, okay? Now, the other pieces of equipment that you'll need to know where they are is over here. This is where our fire extinguisher is. Now, the fire extinguisher is fully charged. The fire marshal comes in, checks it every year. It's all set and ready to go. If you need to get at it, okay, you simply pull it really hard. It'll break the lock, but you will be able to get at it. And then you take it, you take out the pin, you aim it down low towards where the fire is, and you use that whenever there's a fire in the classroom. Not when it's on somebody, but in the classroom. It basically blows very cold CO2 and replaces the oxygen with CO2 and lowers the temperature, and that's what puts out the fire. Now, this is by the door that you guys come in. Now, notice that this is the back of the classroom, all right? It's behind you guys. The front of the classroom is over there where I'm going to be standing. So in case there's a test question that says, where is the fire extinguisher? You're going to say it is in the back of the classroom by the front door, okay? And then the last piece of safety equipment that you guys will need to be aware of is right here. Now this is the fire blanket. Now the fire blanket is used for when somebody is on fire, okay? Now ideally, obviously, if you catch on fire, your clothing, your hair, you need to stop, drop, and roll. And while you're doing that, hopefully someone will help you out by smothering the fire, okay? That's what this is for. Basically, if you see somebody that is on fire, you need to remove the oxygen from it. And this is your chance to being a big hero. Basically, you run back over here, you flip this, all right? When you flip this, the bottom will fall out, actually, and out will come a blanket, all right? Now, you take the blanket, you unfurl it, and then you go and you jump on the person with the blanket between you and the fire, all right? And you smother the fire, not the person, but you smother the fire out and so forth. This is totally fireproof and insulated. It will protect you from the fire and it will help put out the fire, okay? So that's what is done. If someone is on fire, you use a safety blanket, all right, the fire blanket. Now, the last thing now, for acid and base spills, okay, these are different than just a normal chemical spill. If we are dealing with any type of acid and there's a spill on the desk or even on you, but primarily on the desk is where it usually happens, if it is a small spill, then you can simply wipe it up and you're good and then wash the area down with water. If it's a large spill though, we need to neutralize it, okay? If you have an acid, you need to put a base on it, a weak base. If it is a base, you need to put a weak acid. Now, I already have in the classroom here in the fume hood some containers that contain what you need to put on. For example, this right here says for acid burns. This contains a weak base. It actually is baking soda water, okay? And you just go and you sprinkle it all over wherever the spill is and it'll neutralize it. Okay? And it'll be a kind of a cool bubbling reaction too. It's kind of cool. If there is a base spill, like sodium hydroxide or something, then you want to put something like this. This is a weak acid. All right? Now, this happens to be boric acid. It's a weak acid that won't hurt you at all. And if you put it on, it'll neutralize it and you'll be fine. Now, if you're at home, this is a good thing to remember as well, because we deal with pretty nasty acids and bases in our home sometimes. For example, if you have a car battery, if you have to take out a car battery perhaps to charge it or something like that, that is filled with sulfuric acid. And if you drop it or if it cracks and you spill some on you, it's all liquid, you can cause some serious burns. If that happens, then you want to get some baking soda. Just get some baking soda, sprinkle it over wherever the spill is, and then you can put some water on it and do that several times and you should be fine, okay? If you get a base burn, and we use bases a lot in our homes, one of the prime examples is like Drano or Liquid Plumber, something that you put down in the sink in order to get rid of clogs. That is a very strong base, and it's designed to eat through organic material, all right? While it's safe for the sink, it's designed to eat through, bits of meat and hair and stuff like that. Well, we're organic material, and if you spill some on yourself, it will start to eat through you. So if that happens, you want to neutralize it at home with usually vinegar, okay? Vinegar is something that almost everybody has in their homes. It could be red wine vinegar, rice vinegar, doesn't matter. Vinegar will neutralize it, okay? Thank you very much.